we go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Terran player, himself, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, himself. We have the South Green Protoss. It is Creator. We go. Here we go. And again, if you're in the chat, if you my apologies, but if you're ready, here we go. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Well, place your bets as we are getting into our first qualifying match of the broadcast. Let's go. Let us go. First will be classic yesterday. Let's go. Yeah. I did notice that as well. I believe it was also in the qualifiers. One game or series. But again, that's like not too surprising. Like, we've seen Percival take down players like Hero, take down Max. Like, Percival, as I mentioned before, like, this is his matchup. Against other Zerg players and Terran players of a similar skill, I would favor them over Percival, but specifically against Protoss, like, that is where Percival can thrive, right? That is where he can thrive, that is where he can pop off. So honestly, like, he has a really good chance here, a really strong chance to actually make it through and qualify for the main event. Now, I should emphasize here that despite these results, I still favor players like Classic, like Hero, like Creator, like Zaun over Percival. I don't want to kind of like skew that perception. They're still favored over him, but like specifically in these kind of matchups here, like, this is where Percival can punch up, right? This is where he can excel more than the other matchups. So here we go. When it comes to his style, for those that maybe haven't seen him, he's very two-base oriented. Very two-base oriented, very two-base aggression, two-base all-ins. It is rare to see Percival expand. If we ever see him take a third base like that, we've seen it before, but it's a bit of a rarer sight for Percival. He's typically very two-base heavy. And we'll see how safe Creator plays. Now, fun fact, if Percival, for example, played against Nightmare, I think I would favor Nightmare. What was Nightmare going for? And this is the evolution of the meta as well, how the meta has shifted over time. And the meta in PvT has shifted quite a lot over the past 6 to 8 months, is how safe Nightmare was playing. Remember, what did Nightmare do? He was playing 3 gates blink, into Robo, into Gases, into Temple Archives before the third. That was all on 2 bases. And this is a trend that we've been seeing rising over the past month, I would say, in TVP, is this more 2-base heavy play in Protoss versus Terran from the side of Protoss, just because Terran players have been so aggressive and have been so in their face. So that kind of play is where I would kind of favor a Protoss player against Percival, is they were to play safer, more defensive, and we'll see how Creator approaches this matchup. Speaking of, okay, are we going 2-gate blink? 2-gate blink into a third? Okay, very old school. Very early 2025 is what I should say. So Creator, very greedy build. Look at this game in contrast to Nightmare. Nightmare, he always got his third base after his tech, after his 3 gateways, after his Temple Archives. He was playing so safe. Here the greed is real, and this is the kind of build that Percival thrives against. Yo, if you want to be greedy against a player like Percival, you're crazy. Oh my god. We'll see if Creator can get away with this. We'll see if he can get away with this greed. We'll see if Percival can punish. As Reaper does poke in, Reaper goes down. Percival moving out across the map, initially with a mine drop, and Bagnum is building up towards his bio tank move out. Now we do see early tech lab here on the rack, so he's not going for Banshee, not going for Raven, he is going for early stim. So there's going to be an early stim timing here out of Percival. And the hallucination should confirm. So Creator, he does move out to scout to confirm what's going on. Temple Archives now on the way to eventually work towards Storm. Keeping up with the mine drop. Does zone away. Oh, blink is just now done, just in time. Hallucination goes in, and Creator, I believe he does scout the researching tech lab. Yep, he sees, he knows. Does know what's going on. Predictions didn't go through. Oh, if predictions didn't go through, we can fix that. Assuming they didn't. No, yeah, they went through. Yeah. Did go through. As Percival, he's dropping into the main. Oh, does drop in. And from here, no major damage yet. We can see Creator, he's just outside the main base to get an eye on any kind of move out. And here comes Percival. Again, this is going to hit with Stim by the time it gets across the map. So Percival, he's pushing. Very important here that Creator, he sees this. He does scout this ahead of time. He does see the move out. And Creator is getting ready. Storm is going to be done in time. Just barely. Charge only just now starting. And the boys are here. The boys are being pulled. A 2-base all-in out of Percival. As he mentioned, this is what Percival is known for. He's known for these 2-base all-ins. Oh my god, that was so close. That tank. Oh no! Okay, Storm is done. There's a first Storm. There's a second. Second Storm does land. How many Storms left? There's 3 Eye Templar. And there's soon to be 2 more Storms. Yeah, these Storms are done in time. And you can see he's just buying so much time here. The tanks are slowly pushing forward. The tanks, they're keeping the army safe. But they need to move in. There's the first Stim. Stim's over, trying to race over. Ooh, no, the Storms. Okay, one does land, the other does not. Tanks are sieging, getting on top of the Templar. But there's no buffer. Yeah, there's no more SCVs. He lost too many Marines. Every tank goes down. And the Creator, he should barely clean this up. Yeah, he will. He will shut this down. Whew. Takes down the medevac. And Creator, he holds, and he's miles ahead. He got away with the 3rd base. He got away with that Storm timing as well. Again, they finished up just in time. As you mentioned, Percival, he bled out too many Marines in the lead up. Lost too much of his bio. And Creator will shut this down. And remember, behind this Percival, he has no economy. He has no economy. GG gets called. And Creator, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG, well played. Again, the MVP Storms in a sense, and also the positioning of Creator as well. Remember, Creator, he was able to scout the Stim timing, he was able to get into the main base with the Hallucination, and he was able to keep an eye on the move out to get ready and be proactive and be, proactive with his Storm, with his High Templar. Again, not like he was waiting back at home, waiting his 3rd base. He was storming in the middle of the map. Again, he was trying to shut Percival down early on, buy as much time as possible for his own reinforcements, for his own warp-ins, for his own defensive setup. GG. Whew. GG, well played. With that, Creator does take the first game. But now coming into game 2, this is where Percival is going to have the advantage. We spoke about this in the previous series, bringing this up all the time. Welcome to Pylon. Pylon is the 2-base all-in map. This is the map where 2-base all-ins are more favored. This map does benefit that play. The reason for this is because the rush distance by ground is shorter. The bases are much more open, much more accessible as well. So the map here is going to be assisting a 2-base all-in as opposed to deterring it, as would other maps. So this is where the defensive prowess of the Protoss is going to be put to the test. As we're now getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom, on the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran. It is Percival. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is Creator. Whew. Here we go. And again, I was concerned that he wasn't going to be ready in time, but no, Storm was ready just in time for the move out. He also saw it coming ahead of time. He was able to engage it that much faster, but it's going to be more difficult to pull that off here. I would say that it would be ill-advised if Creator went for the same build. Once again, what did Creator go for in game 1? 2-gate blink into a 3rd. He went for a very greedy build, very greedy setup that can often be punished by all-ins. Well, last game, Creator was able to shut that all-in down. Here, I would say that we should be seeing 3-gate. We should be seeing 3-gate blink into a Robo, into a 3rd, or maybe even just be the aggressor and go 4-gate blink Stalker. We'll see. We'll see how Creator does open. We have seen a lot of Protoss players just open charge. Just go into a charge base opener, stay on 2 bases, and go into charge, into Archon, into Storm. True, we have seen a rise in popularity of that as well. But we'll see. As for now, double gas. Double gas opener, faster factory. Out of Percival. When it comes to 2-base all-ins, there are different ways you can approach this. You can go for the sim timing like we saw previously, which Creator did scout. Otherwise, you can keep the tech lab on the starport and go for early tank and banshee production and move out with like 3 tanks and 2 banshees with a mass of vanilla marines. That hits faster, true. Hits faster, hits harder, it hits pre-storm. So you can punish something like a greedy build as well, that much more. But I can't imagine Creator's going to go for that again. No shot. Show us what you got. Now we're opening up Reaper Hellion. We are going to be expanding. Twilight counts are behind this. Getting into Blink. As you said, I see an extra gateway. Here we go. So this is what we expected at the Creator. Remember, last game we went 2 gate blink, this time 3 gate. So 3 gate blink Stalker. We might even go for the Robo as well. Yep, there we go. Robo as well on 2 bases. So as opposed to the previous game Creator, he's playing more safe. Like he knows, right? He knows, he's obviously aware of the potential of Pylon. So after getting a cheeky win in game 1, he's gonna calm things down coming into game 2, being much more safe. He'll have extra Stalker Warpins. We'll have an earlier Gateway Army. And we'll see if we can shut down this drop play. As Tech Labs are in production. So far, they're on the starport, they're on the factory. No add-on swap. This time we're going for Cloak Banshee, okay. Cloak Banshee's on the horizon. Wouldn't mind drop coming in. Does hit the natural. And Creator, he does pull away in time. Loses 1 probe, loses 1 adept. Wouldn't mind into the main base. Getting 3 probes in total, that's okay damage. Yes, okay. Ideally was hoping for a little bit more. The Hellion also was thrown away as well. But so far, Creator, he's not scattered the main base. And as we mentioned, this time we're going for a bit of a beyond push. We're going for a stimulus of Vanilla Marine move out instead. With Vanilla Marines, with Banshees, with tanks. My assumption was that everything was going to come together, but my apologies. It looks like we might move out with the Banshees independently first to harass across the map as we build up the army. Okay. And again, so far, Creator, he's in the dark. Tank is out of position. The bunker is exposed. Just going for the SCVs instead, getting 3 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Creator, he punishes so hard. Getting 4. 4 SCVs and a Marine. Again, the tank was in the main base, not at the natural, so Percival caught out of position. And now dive rotates into the main, the tank moved down to the low ground. Oh god. As Percival moves one way, Creator comes in from the other. We just go back and forth. Tank is going to be targeted. Banshee's forced to be revealed. And a disastrous start here for Percival. Ay, ay, ay. Losing 6 SCVs, 9 mining time, losing tanks, revealing his hand. And now back at him, Creator can prepare. Or even just commit. Oh no! Catching other Banshees. Does get another Banshee. One of them barely survives. And there's no tank. Yeah, there's no tank here on the low ground. One more volley. Oh, it's close, but the repairs are just enough. Whew. Oh no, the Banshee. The Banshee went down as well. And oh, that's brutal. Percival is expanding. Yeah, it's not something you want to see here. Percival getting a third TC. Ay, ay, ay. He's forced into it. At this point, he's just taking too many losses. Creator happily now expanding, now getting his own third base, working towards Storm, Charge. Now, Creator, he doesn't have to go in. So we gotta calm down for a moment here. There's no need to push into these bases. The damage has been done. The Cloak Banshees, how many probes did they kill? Nothing. They did zero. They killed like 2 Stalkers. Maybe 2 Stalkers, if that. So the Banshees were shut down. The tanks got shut down. Boys were being pulled. SCVs fell. Lost mining time. And Percival's contained. He's contained on 2 bases. That's all the Creator has to do. Just contain Percival, keep him pinned on 2 bases for as long as possible, and get a 4th expansion, start taking up into a bay if need be, extra gateways, double forge, double upgrades. Don't want to be too greedy, but you know, we can get away with some of that. And the pressure's on Percival. He does go for the drop. He gets spotted. The drop does unload. Okay. He unloads, which means he can take the fight here to Creator. Creator getting his 4th base. And going for the forge. Just the one, or going double forge. That's fine. Losing out some of these Stalkers, not bad. Percival just catching up some free units. And we'll see if he can find his way over towards a 4th base. As he cannot take a head-on fight, that's just not going to work out at all. As Percival backs off. The Observer does see the army coming back home. So Creator, he does see the Metamax. They came back. CC's now on the way. Creator, he spots the army. Storms are coming in. The storms will connect. Lands one, the other less so. Yeah, but storms are connecting. And we're breaking through. We're getting on top of the tanks. And tanks are going to go down. Another brutal storm. I believe that was the final storm. Now just going for the warp in. Tank does fall. And Creator's done it. Creator, he's done it. He has broken the back of Percival. I mean, he did so previously when he was able to do all that damage when he was on 2 bases. And with that Percival, he has nothing left. Outside of Creator making a big blunder and losing the prison full of High Templar, there's not going to be much that can go Percival's way. He's going to fight his heart out. Fighting for his 3rd. There are 4 Widow Mines here. True. It's these amount of mines. Storms are still available. Oh. Yeah, speaking of, first storm does land. Creator is breaking. He's breaking through at this point. Yeah, the EMPs are too little too late. Another final storm lands on the main army. There's 1 ghost left, a couple of Marauders, all low HP. And GG gets called. GG gets called. Creator, he overwhelms Percival, and Creator, he will take a 2-0 lead. GG. Whew, GG, well played. A solid setup here from Creator, solid performance so far. Again, changing gears coming into game 2, which I really do appreciate. Going for a much more defensive start. I say defensive start. He went for initial 3 gates into Blink, into his own Robo, into his own Prism. He was a little bit more assertive with that army, and unfortunately Percival was completely out of position. If you remember, his tank was in the main. His first tank was in the main base, not at the natural, and Creator, once he saw that, he abused that. He abused that, just pulling Percival left and right, back and forth, catching a tank, catching SCVs, and more importantly, the entire purpose of the initial build of Percival was to move out with his main biotank army and with 2 Cloak Banshees. And if you remember, he lost both Cloak Banshees for like 2 Stalkers. Like, there was no economic damage dealt. The overall build of Percival was completely shut down. GG. Now we're getting into game number 3. We're getting into game 3, and we're going to be loading into Tokamak. And this is where I'm concerned for Percival, because you know anything about Tokamak, you'll know that this is the defensive map. This is the macro map. This is the map where it's most difficult to be aggressive on. Oh boy, let's go as we're getting into game 3 and spawning in the on the top right hand corner here of Tokamak. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Little Fairy, down in the series, down heavily. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss in the series 2-0, 1 game away from qualifying for the RSL. It is Creator. You know, a big shout out to Norlatan in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time with a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I know that it happened in the middle of last game, but I was just a little bit engrossed in the game. I try not to take away too much of things that are happening, so I do apologize for the late shout out, but regardless, thank you so much for the support. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting, the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy the emotes in the chat, the replay packs that we provide as well. Thank you so much. Do appreciate it. Here we go. Here we go. But again, coming into Pylon, we spoke about how that map does favor aggression, and Creator, he was the aggressor. Straight up, he was able to out-aggress Percival on Pylon, and now we're loading into Tokamak, and this is where aggression can struggle. This is where you can be greedy. Speaking of, Rax expand with a delayed CC. Nice blocking there with the probe. The probe does get away just barely, and again, Percival's going for a more economic start, which makes sense on Tokamak. We spoke about this, but specifically on this map is a larger map in the map pool, longer rush distance by ground, much more defendable third base, defendable fourth base. We have ramps in the center, we have ramps on the sides, so you can take a greater defensive stance defensively here on top of the ramp as well. It's so much more difficult to be aggressive, and as a result, we often see longer and later games on Tokamak. And I would say the Creator is favored in that approach. Percival, we'll see how he does adjust. Already, economic starts, but does he try to play macro? Does he try to catch Creator with his pants down? What's the plan? Because so far, nothing's been working. So far, Creator's just been all over Percival, with game 1 shutting down the all-in with the storm timing, with that earlier storm. Likewise, game 2 able to kind of out-aggress Percival, get in his face first before Percival could really make use of those Cloak Banshees and shut him down ahead of time. Here in game 3, oh, proxy starport. Okay. Interesting. I would assume this is for a Hellion drop. Okay. As we're going to be opening up Reactor and Hellion, moving out across the map to try to go for the drop into the natural. Now, the other option here, which is very niche, is to go Hellions into Liberator, and you go Proxy Liberator instead. This should be for the drop, and there it is. The medevac is on the way. Now, how many Hellions does it take to one-shot a probe? The answer is 3. It takes 3 Hellions to one-shot a worker, and because they do splash damage, if workers line up, then 3 Hellions, they can completely roast up a mineral line. There are going to be 4, which means if 1 Hellion goes down, that doesn't really take away the threat of the drop, the threat of the army. There's still enough to one-shot, so there's still a lot of power here in this force, even if 1 Hellion goes down. So Percival, he's moving in, getting ready for the drop. Creator back at home, he does fully wall off. He scouts, he sees. He sees just in time, he reacts, he responds. Gets 1 probe so far. Gets 1, gets 3. Ooh, gets up to 6. And barely doesn't get the 7th. Dropping into the main. Force field to try to buy some time. Probes are lining up, getting up to 8. Oh no, he's going for it! Oh my god. Bailey does try to go for it, Bailey is denied, and with that, Creator, he holds. Whew. Creator, he does hold on, but the medevac made it out. The Hellions made it out, and hey, 1 Hellion for 8 probes is not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, the downside here is it means no Banshee, right? There's no Raven follow-up harass, there's no Banshee follow-up harass either, there's no Cloak Banshee, because the starport is in the air. So that is the downside here. Behind this, instead, we're working towards earlier stim, into tanks, into a bio timing, to a bio move out. As Hellions get back into the base once again. Blink is not yet done, gets another 2. That's going to be 10 worker kills in total for 2 Hellions. And a Reaper. Yeah, 2 Hellions and a Reaper. So I want to say that this is maybe the best start that Percival has had so far in this entire series. This could have been better, of course. We could have gotten even more damage and done crippling damage and just ended the game with the Hellion drop if Creator hadn't scattered it when he did. True, could have been even more damage, but regardless, it's respectable. As we're going back in, and 2 Hellions taking 2 shots. Ooh. Getting 1 more worker before pulling away. And we'll see if Percival throws down extra axes. We'll see if he pulls the boys with this. We'll see if he does decide to pull the boys. Storm has now begun. Ooh. Of course, for me, I'm assuming that Percival, he wants to hit with Stim. He wants to hit with his upgrades and wants to try to break Creator early on. That's my assumption here. But Storm is almost halfway done. Percival, he's on a timer. There we go. 2 more axes. That's going to be a 5 rack setup in total. If he doesn't get any add-ons, then he can commit. As we're still waiting for +1 in combat shields. A Storm will be done for this one, 100%. But it's going to be a lot of tanks. So there's going to be 5. Jesus, 5 tanks in total. First of all, he is going for the all-in. It's going to hit quite hard. And Creator, he has to engage ahead of time. Here it comes. Here comes the Unsiege. Here comes the Unsiege. Stim is revealed. Soldiers, they get 1 Marine so far. A handful of units, meanwhile the boys are being pulled. As I mentioned, this is a 2-base all-in. So the boys are coming. And again, there's going to be 5 tanks with this. 4 currently and a 5th one to reinforce. It's a lot of tanks. And again, Creator, he has to engage. Does force a Stim. Coming in from behind. Delaying the push. Catching a couple of SCVs. Here come the Storms. Very nice. Oh, good. Yeah, Storms are connecting. There's still 1 more Storm left. Oof, shuts down the bio. A bit of a wasted second Storm towards the end. He does overextend. High Templar going to be going down. And Percival, does he have enough? Yeah, Stalkers, they're running into the tanks. Remember, there's going to be 5 tanks. Currently, there's 4. Another Storm. Another Storm. Creator catching reinforcements. This is a very messy defense here for Creator. Very messy. He wasted a couple of Storms. He lost a couple of extra Stalkers. Percival, he's gaining ground. He's gaining ground. He's moving in. Takes down the shield battery. And Creator, he gives up on the base. He gives up the expansion. He already evacuated. He evacuated here towards the left-hand side. Percival, he has momentum. He's the Liberator as well. And he might just have enough. Yeah, the tanks are sieging. Tanks are sieging up. Creator, he just cannot engage. It's just not going to happen. Storm grazes the army. Does pick up the Liberator. Another Storm doesn't really connect too much. Yeah, he's going to go for it. He has to go for it. Zealous is stuck behind the army as well. Tanks, they're getting on top of the production. It's going to be all or nothing for Creator. He blinks in. Gets 1. Gets 1. Gets 2 tanks. Oh, God. Barely gets 2 tanks. Does cost him an Archon. Remember, behind this Percival, he has no economy. He's all in. Creator, can he clean this up? Can he land a Storm? Templar is not targeted. Storms on the tanks. It does. There we go. Storms everything, actually. The tanks and the bio. And Percival, he only has 1 tank left. The Marines, yeah, they're too low. The Marines are too low, and Creator, he has done it. Does focus on the Marauders. And Creator, he holds. He holds, he defends. His third base is getting fully operational. Percival, he's running out of steam. He had potential. He broke the expansion. Like, again, this is maybe the best all-in that we've seen so far to Percival in this series. This is maybe the best setup for it as well, with the Hellion harass. But it's still not enough. Still not enough here. As the longer this goes on, the better it is for Creator. Sure, there's one tank behind us, but now we have plenty of charge lots. Plenty to tank. We got 2 Storms. 2 White Templar. Ah, God. First Storm does land. And the second graze the army, does force a stim, which is still dealing damage. And he's going for the dive. He's going for the dive. Oof. Takes down a medevac. Okay, honestly, he could just say move in, but he's gonna play it safe. Gonna back up. Get some Marauder. There's a gateway behind the army as well, so we can attempt to surround. Goes to the rotation, does get spotted. Oh, God. And Creator, it's go time. It is go time. Thanks for setting up. Very nice target firing on 2 White Templar. Gets 2 Templar, there are less Storms, but it's not about the Storms. Not anymore, as we still have 1 more Storm landing anyway. For good measure, GG gets called, and Creator, he will take the series 3-0. He will qualify for the Revival StarCraft League, the RSL Season 2 main event. GG. GG, well played. And again, Percival, shout out to Percival because he did so well for himself making it this far. Hey, he took down Zound, he took down Classic previously as well. Like Zound, he's been getting some strong results, that is true. But here Creator, he was able to shut him down. And I do appreciate how Creator did adjust every game. He adjusted every game. Game 1, we saw some green. He was able to shut down the stim all in as well with a very strong storm timing. Game 2, we saw Creator be the aggressor on Pylon. Remember, he was the aggressor. He was able to hit Percival before Percival could really bring his own build online. So Creator, he was able to be the aggressor instead. And here in Game 3, this was maybe the best game that we saw out of Percival, where he was able to deal nice damage early on with the Hellion drop. He was able to gain a lead, able to get across the map. But we spoke about it. It was so important that Creator was able to engage ahead of time, and the map was also working against Percival. We spoke earlier about how Tokamak, this is the map where all-ins, they are the weakest. They're a little bit weaker on this map just because of the rush distance by ground, because of all the points of elevation, or the ramps where you do have the advantage as a defender to get some free damage, to poke in, to get some hits here and there, to delay the move outs. And it was delayed. Eventually the push did hit the 3rd and broke it down, but because it took so long, we had so many more warp ins, and Creator even had the time to get a 4th base and evacuate the 3rd. So even though the base went down, he still had that economy, still had it up and running. It was still very close, still very clutch. Like, again, as we saw the tanks pushing to the natural, I was like, yo, is Percival gonna do it? Is he finally gonna break through? Barely not. Barely not. GG. So a very intense game there in the end. Congratulations to Creator as he does qualify. Does make it through into the main event. And now we have 1 series remaining here tonight. It is going to be a best of 5 between Maru and Nightmare. Hope